think I might like crustaceans better. I don't even know how you would do that with a crab.
So anyways, the ancient Greeks. They're
Those
famous
Greekians.
for doing a lot of cool things. Sitting around and talking about fancy stuff. But they're not the world's most famous engineers. And if they made a lot of cool stuff, we usually don't find too much of it. The problem with making stuff out of bronze and iron and shit back in the olden days was that somebody else could just come along and like melt it down into whatever they wanted it to be. Like they made a big statue, the Colossus of Rhodes, right? And it was like huge. It was like big enough you could sail a boat between its legs.
Yeah,
But
one of
like,
the ancient wonders of the world.
yeah, but like they scrapped it for parts, more or less. They just melted it down.
Did they?
Yeah. I mean, I think
Damn.
it fell apart in an earthquake, and maybe later people kept dragging it up and dragging up bits of it and melting it down into cannons and stuff. But that's why it's a big deal to find not just uh, artifacts made out of bronze and stuff. It's a big deal to find something that's mechanically intricate and complicated. You know, they're not famous clockmakers and stuff, but they found something really cool in a shipwreck. They found the Antikythera mechanism.
Say that 5 times
Uh,
fast.
what's that?
Say that 5 times fast.
Antikythera, 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 Antikythera.
Okay, point taken. How the hell do you spell that?
That's not important right now.
Okay, so there's a lot of vowels in it.
Yes. It's all Greek to me.
You don't say. Greeks did a thing. Now it's all Greek. I I see how that would how those two don't relate. So what about this thing in a shipwreck?
Well, it's like an astronomical clock for computing the motions of the heavens. Looking at the movement of the sun and planets, trying to plan out your calendar and stuff, which has been an awfully big deal, you know, before the 21st century when you just connected to the Wi-Fi and it did it automatically.
So this thing, like, does it actually work? Like, do people still have it, or is it like just theorized?
Well, the problem with being on the ocean floor for 2,000 years is that it kind of gets like rusted together
Oh,
and kind of like deformed.
I'm
So
not seeing a problem.
you can tell looking at it that it's pretty much a clock. But people have sunk entire careers into trying to figure out what exactly it looked like and exactly how it worked. Uh, but
Okay.
it made tons of headlines as like, hey, we knew the ancient Greeks were pretty cool, but they made a whole frickin' analog computer and we didn't even know about it until we dug it up.
Sheesh. Like, it wasn't in anyone's notes or journals. Like, I feel like that would be a kind of a big fancy toy thing that like one of the emperors would, I'm thinking
No,
Roman. One of
I
the
saw something on TV about how they had written accounts of a few mechanical doodads about like, oh, if you put a coin in, a hand will pop out and give you a ball of soap. And people seem to think that was a pretty big deal, but like a few mechanical
they do that
toys pop out throughout
now.
history without too much. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they do with like. How does that shit work? Is that infrared or something? Is it